Police are calling this the city's most recent homicide. News on 6's Megan Farley is live on the scene with the update.
Good afternoon. Yes, police are still looking for the wife of the man they say was found dead inside this home here behind me. Now, right now, they are not calling her a suspect or a person of interest, but they do say that there have been domestic violence incidents between the couple here in the past. So detectives say it was just after noon that family members were told they might want to do a welfare check on the man living here. When police arrived, they found the victim dead from gunshot wounds, saying there was too much blood and too many shell casings to be ruled as suicide. A gun was also found inside the home, so they are now waiting on a search warrant to get inside while they continue to try and locate that man's wife. Police have not released any names yet, but neighbors tell me that they did hear fighting late last night, and the last time this victim was seen or heard from was around 9 o'clock last night. That is what police tell us. But again, neighbors out here are saying that this relationship was a troubled one. We will stay in contact with police to see when they go in for that search warrant, and we'll have an update coming up at 6. Live in North Tulsa on the scene on the story, Megan Farley, News on 6.
And we have new developments this evening in a deadly shooting that happened over the weekend. Officers say the suspect, Ernest Williams, is now in the Tulsa County Jail. They say he shot Brian Tinsley on Sunday near 46th Street North and MLK. Police tell us that there have been 63 homicides in Tulsa this year. So coming up tonight at 6, I'm going to show you a map of where those homicides happened, who's being killed, and why. And we are learning more this evening about a crash in Cherokee County that killed 5 Northeastern State University students. The school says it is the worst tragedy that campus has ever experienced.
News on 6's Katira Winfrey is live on the story in Tahlequah. Katira?
In about 2 hours, a vigil for those 5 students tragically killed will start here at the 2nd Century Square. You can look behind me and see they already have tables set up. And I've been out here all morning, and I can tell you the mood is very somber, and that sadness is expected to continue for a long time. These faces show a sadness you can't prepare for. It's a lesson you don't learn in class, only in life.
It's real, it's obviously real, but this morning it didn't seem real because I was in shock.
Nicholas Young is one of the nearly 8,000 students at Northeastern State University, and just like his peers here at this prayer vigil, he's mourning 5 tragic deaths. One of them, his friend Donovan.
My heart sunk, and I prayed that it was not him, but it turned out it was him.
Donovan Caldwell, Jessica Swartrout, Drake Wells, Lily Murphy, and Brianna Autumn Seeley died when the truck they were riding in crashed through this guardrail on Welling Bridge around 10:30 Sunday night. The 35-foot drop took their lives.
We've been around a long time. We have not had a loss this big. And of course, it's also an individual loss to each individual family, each friend.
Students say the group of friends were heading to a hangout spot below the bridge for Drake's birthday. Young says when he found out about the crash, he immediately knew the exact spot.
There is a sharp turn there, and it was raining last night.
Police haven't determined what caused the crash, but what's most important to these students now is remembering their fellow NSU Riverhawks who were taken far too soon.
Being here for him means a lot to all of us just because he was one of us.
And there are counselors available on campus for both the students and the staff. Reporting live on the scene on the story in Tahlequah, Katira Winfrey, News on 6.
And new here at 5 o'clock, police say a 19-year-old Bixby graduate was the victim of another car crash. It happened Thursday near 131st and Memorial. That wreck killed Ella Locust. Police say she was a passenger in a car that turned left and was hit by an oncoming car. Family and friends set up a GoFundMe account, and you can find the link for it on our News on 6 app.
And we have an update to more breaking news. First responders recovered the body of a drowning victim from an East Tulsa reservoir. The victim is a fisherman. Police think he slipped on a steep embankment and fell into the water near 21st Street and County Line Road. Police have not released the victim's name yet. Developing right now, the murder trial for brothers Dakota and Gage Shriver is wrapping up its first day. News on 6's Dave Davis was at the Rogers County Courthouse when jury selection started this morning.
I was there as the Shriver brothers, Dakota and Gage, walked into the courtroom this morning about 15 minutes early. And as you can see, about 6 people were with them, including their mother. Gage is in the front holding the jacket, and Dakota is near the back of the group holding a woman's hand. Dakota and Gage Shriver are both charged in a 2015 hit-and-run case that left Noelle New dead and her friend Miranda Talley seriously hurt. This morning, the judge denied Dakota's motion to dismiss the case. His attorney argued that the district court didn't have jurisdiction because Dakota is Native American and the crime he's accused of happened on Native American land. The judge also denied Dakota's motion to push back the case. As I mentioned, the Shriver's mother, Dorothea Butanda, she was also there today. Court records show she is due in court in November because prosecutors believe she lied to police during the investigation. Dave Davis, News on 6.
The OSBI says one officer is still in the hospital this evening after an officer-involved shooting that happened in Chickasha. Another of the officers was already sent home from the hospital. Investigators say the 2 officers were trying to serve a warrant when they were shot on Sunday. Agents say the suspected gunman is 61-year-old Alex Klinger. The OSBI says Klinger is also in the hospital, but is expected to be released soon and then booked into the Grady County Jail. In Claremore, police tell us they arrested this man for indecent exposure after they say a woman saw him touching himself in a Walmart parking lot inside a vehicle. Police say he was still exposed when they questioned him. They did arrest him. We will hear from the woman who reported him to police coming up tonight at 9 and 10.
Well, caught on camera, 2 coaches come to blows on the sidelines of a 3rd grade football game. News on 6's Taylor Newcomb is on the story with a look at the video.
A source tells me that 3 3rd grade Union Silver coaches are suspended, and one of those coaches may be out for good after a fight happened here in Bixby on Saturday. The fight broke out on Saturday during a youth football game. Union Silver's 3rd grade team was playing Bixby, but the fight wasn't between the teams. A source with the Indian Nations Football Conference says it was internal between Union coaches. This source tells me Union was beating Bixby 31-6 when one coach decided to pull another coach's child out of the game. He says an argument broke out and 3 coaches were ejected for cursing on the field. The source says the argument was purely over playing time. Here's what happened after that. You can see this coach taking off and then putting another coach in a headlock. And it only went downhill from there with other coaches jumping in to break up the fight. Another person who was at the game said that the kids were running around screaming, wondering what was going on. One comment on an INFC forum says, quote, "I know one of those coaches and he's a good guy," while others say the coaches should be banned and, quote, "I feel so bad for all the kids that had to be around that." The Union Youth Football League is investigating the situation. A statement from President Mark Farquhar says, "We do not condone this situation and are working through this the best we can so it won't happen again." Union Public Schools did not want to comment on camera, but a spokesperson tells me they're very disappointed that something like this happened in front of so many young players. On the scene, on the story in Bixby, Taylor Newcomb, News on 6.
So we have new information this evening from the State Department of Education. They submitted their public education goals to the federal government. So that is part of the department's 8-year plan to make sure that our students in Oklahoma can compete with those across the nation. The 218-page report breaks down exactly how our state would spend the federal education money. And new here at 5 o'clock, the Tulsa Performing Arts Center Trust now has a developer for a grocery store and an apartment project near City Hall.
The trust approved the contract with the Indianapolis developer Flaherty and Collins. The development includes a 32,000 square foot Reese's grocery store, 240 apartments, and a parking garage on the currently empty lot near 3rd and Cincinnati in downtown Tulsa. Osage Sky News 6 HD flew overhead as the new Tulsa Osage Casino marked a milestone this morning. Construction crews added the final beam at the tallest point of a new hotel near 36th Street North and Osage Drive. The $150 million expansion includes a 114-room hotel and a completely redesigned casino.
Casino will have over 1,500 electronic games, 16 table games. We'll have a poker room, as well as a full cafe, sports bar, a full brewery, and a brew pub.
The 18-month project is expected to be finished by mid-2018. The Osage Nation says it will bring more jobs to Tulsa and more revenue for services offered by the tribe.
Well, all the rain, the cloud cover working its way off to the east, now moving out. Heat is building in. Summertime temperatures, heat index values close to 100. We'll talk more about that 7-day coming up.
And up next, how a new program promises to prepare students for high-tech jobs in only a few months.
Plus the latest on Hurricane Maria. Learn how to protect yourself from con artists. I'm Lori Fulbright. I'll share the latest scams and frauds to help keep you safe.
Tuesday, September 19th at the Jewish Community Center. Register now. Presented by AARP and News on 6. Craig Day. Knowledgeable. Trustworthy. Down to earth. Fun. Craig Day, on the scene, on the story, on News on 6.
You know, we're always going to have the largest selection and we're always going to have the lowest price. Those things are easy, but we knew that in order to provide the customer experience that we want to provide in both sales and in service, we needed the space.
This is a facility the family needs to own for generations to come.
Dad, Jared, and I, and our entire team, we work together to make sure as a unit we're doing our job, taking care of our customers in everything we do, whether it's sales or service.
There's not another place like it in Oklahoma. Just come by and take a look.
You are called to be bold. You have a right to the best wireless service at a price you can feel good about from a company right here in Eastern Oklahoma. We are Bravado Wireless. We proudly connect you to your family and friends wherever they are. We believe in the power of connection.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
This happens.
Sorry.
And this should help. Going further to warn, alert, and protect drivers. That's Ford, and that's how you become the best in Oklahoma. Now drive a new Ford Fusion and get up to $5,000 cash back. Visit your Oklahoma Ford dealers today.
Paying too much for glasses is just wrong. Check out the Right Sale at iMart Express and get 2 pairs for $29. That's right, 2 pairs for $29. Need progressives? 2 pairs start at just $76.92. Check out the Right Sale at iMart Express.
Automotive experts agree. Jim Norton Toyota's exclusive pre-owned warranty is the best in the industry. Why? Because every pre-owned vehicle now comes with a 3-month, 3,000-mile limited warranty, a 3-day exchange policy, a complimentary Carfax report, and Jim Norton's guaranteed low price with our exclusive market-driven pricing. Come get it all on every pre-owned vehicle at Jim Norton Toyota, 9809 South Memorial.
News on 6 is brought to you by Contour from Cox. Control your TV experience.
New tonight, a new program is preparing Tulsa students for high-tech jobs. Coding Dojo opened its doors today on the side of 36 Degrees North in downtown Tulsa. The course will take students from basic computer coding to job ready in 14 weeks.
There's a large shortage of tech talent and there's a large demand for companies that need tech talent. So we're coming in to help students get those skills and then get those jobs.
Tulsa is the company, Coding Dojo's 7th location nationwide. They have plans to expand within 36 Degrees North, then possibly branch out to their own space. With more people shopping online, you might wonder why catalogs keep showing up in your mailbox.
You would wonder. Kenneth Craig shows us how paper catalogs are surviving our digital revolution.
Last year it was tomatoes, this year it's peppers.
Melissa Emerson's garden has to be picture perfect. It's where she and her husband grow and photograph plants to advertise their seed company.
We start planning in January for the catalog that gets released in November.
The company does its retail online, but it's marketing the old-fashioned way.
Most of our customers get the catalog, they flip through it, they mark it up, and then they go to their website and they order online.
Their catalogs are printed at Dingley Press in Lisbon, Maine, where the digital age hasn't hurt business, it's helped.
And the market's doing well.
VP Jim Gibbs says many of his clients are strictly online.
They can only grow their business to a certain point where they need to reach new prospects, and they're turning to catalogs to generate prospects.
An industry trade group says by its latest count, more than 13 billion catalogs a year are moving through the mail.
The customer it brings is really the holy grail of customers because they're actually a customer of your business and they tend to make repeat purchases.
Atlanta's Onward Reserve clothing retailer says the printed page creates a more personal touch.
We've got a true connection with our customers, and a big part of driving that is our catalog.
Emerson packs her catalogs with personal stories from her garden.
Where would your company be without this catalog?
We wouldn't be a company without this catalog. It's the driving force behind everything we do.
And a survivor of the digital revolution. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Lisbon, Maine.
And of course, you know there are tons of scams out there right now. So if you want to learn all about them, the ones that are coming in through email or text message or your phone, come to my free class tomorrow night from 6 to 8. You can see it's at the Schusterman Community Center near 21st and Lewis. I will tell you all you need to know to keep you and your family safe. Don't worry about registering, just show up.
Well, this morning's rain has gone. Check it out right now. Beautiful shot on our Osage Casino Skycam network, except for that gigantic bug on the lens right now. But Lacey's tracking the chance of more rain in the forecast.
And then next, we're getting an inside look at the conditions Oklahoma utility crews are facing as they try to get power back on after Irma.
Hi, I'm Mark Wayne Mullen with Mullen Plumbing, the Red Rooter. Wouldn't it be nice if you could schedule all your emergencies? At Mullen, we know your time is valuable. That's why we offer 24-hour service. Call Mullen Plumbing, the Red Rooter, at 918-258-6636.
Hello, Oklahoma. I'm Mark Allen, Mark Allen Chevrolet. This is my beautiful wife, Zoya. My son's Connor in Dallas.
We're a family-owned business, and both my brother and I work at the dealership.
That's right, and if you need a new car, come see the Allen brothers.
Really, guys?
Yeah, you guys get back to work, boneheads.
Boys will be boys. They're getting better every day.
Yes, they are. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to our customers. You guys are awesome. You've given us the best ratings in the state of Oklahoma.
And the reason we have those ratings is because of the experience. We make car buying fun and easy, and that's why we are the only 5-star dealer in the state, and those reviews come directly from our customers.
You know, we have the best prices in the state of Oklahoma, and a lot of people think we're way out in the middle of nowhere. We're actually about 15 minutes away from anywhere in the Tulsa area. And I'm gonna give you my cell phone number. It's what's my number?
918-779-8942.
Come see us, or go to the website first, markallenchevytulsa.com, and then find your car, and then call me.
Find new roads.
Let's do business.
For over 30 years, John Deere has led the way with utility vehicles. And today, P&K Equipment continues that tradition with the industry-leading Gator. This American-made machine can plain and simply Gator done. And right now, the 4-wheel drive XUV 560 side-by-side starts at $119.99 per month. That's a lot of Gator. You've got some land. It's time you own it.
In Oklahoma, John Deere starts with P&K.
Hi, I'm Mark Wayne Mullen with Mullen Plumbing. Every household today is full of electronics. Make sure you protect all of them by installing a whole house surge protector. At Mullen, we install these to keep your home safe. Call Mullen at 918-258-6636.
From the second your alarm goes off, 6 in the morning alerts are waiting to get your day started.
By your first cup of coffee, you'll see breaking news.
Police say that they're still looking for who's responsible.
Live reports from the top breaking news team.
Thieves have targeted this church.
Plus, any important stories from around Green Country.
When you're ready to get dressed, you'll know what the weather's going to do hour by hour, so you and your kids will be prepared all day long.
Before you hit the door, we'll help you find the fastest route. Here's your alternate route.
No one wakes up your day like 6 in the morning.
Oklahoma utility crews are starting another week of hurricane recovery work in Florida. More than a week after Irma made landfall, more than 500,000 customers still don't have power. OG&E posted these pictures on Facebook showing their teams trudging through a swamp to get power restored.
And now a new hurricane threat is churning in the Atlantic Ocean. Maria is now a Category 4 storm with her sights set on the Caribbean. Puerto Rico right now is rationing supplies like water and baby formula just to make sure everybody has what they need. Some of the British Virgin Islands, well, they're still covered in debris from Irma. Those recovery operations are now on hold.
Everyone's been rallying around trying to create some kind of shelter.
Forecasters do expect Maria to get a lot stronger in the next 24 hours.
Now, the Oklahoma weather expert, Lacey Swope.
Yeah, here's a look right now at major hurricane. This is Maria taking almost a similar path as what Irma took, but right now it's tracking a little bit further towards the south versus Irma. Here's a look right now. This is on infrared. You can actually see the intensity, how symmetrical the system is. When you start to see it look very, very circular, the eye starting to become very well defined. It is strengthening now, a Category 4 hurricane with winds sustained over 130 miles per hour. Maria is not the only one. We also have Jose tracking up the east coast, not expected to make landfall. The east coast will feel some effects from Jose. Also, Tropical Depression Lee, and in the Pacific there's Norma and also Otis. So 5 named storms right now, but Maria is the one that, yes, we are tracking very closely. The one that has strengthened over just the past few hours is a Category 4 south of Barbuda and continuing to track up towards the north and to the northwest to Puerto Rico. This one may take a direct hit, okay? A direct hit with the eye going right over Puerto Rico as a Category 4 hurricane on Wednesday, then tracking up towards the Bahamas, likely kicking back out to the Atlantic, though, versus heading further towards the west. So we're going to watch it very, very closely. Still a Category 3 by Saturday. That's what's going on out in the tropics. Of course, here at home, we had some very beneficial rain. We had about a ½ of an inch fall in Tulsa, officially at the airport. Now, we are still below normal for the month of September. Typically, for the entire month, we see 4¼ inches, so we're well below normal, but we do have some more rain chances coming up here on the 7-day forecast, along with the chance for a few thunderstorms. As far as rainfall totals go, we've seen anywhere from a ½ of an inch around Tulsa, traces up to the north. These are 24-hour totals. Eufaula, a 1/4 of an inch, McAllister, 0.8 of an inch, but between Holdenville and Stewart, there have been some reports of 1 to locally 1.5 inches of rain. Of course, the further south and east that you go, down towards Poto, all the way down towards Broken Bow, completely dry. No rain out of the system over the weekend, and now has passed on by. Skies have been clearing out, mostly sunny, and we're in for just a beautiful afternoon. It's 85 degrees, slight heat index 86. This is a live look on our Osage Casino Sky Cam network. A lot of blue now showing up after a couple cloudy days. 85 in Owasso, 87 in Sand Springs, 88 in Coweta, 85 in Claremore. We have the 90s returning. Poto 91, Fort Smith 91 degrees also, 90 in McAllister, not quite as warm up to the north, but we have several warm days. I'll call them hot days coming up. It's going to feel like summer, and this is for the last official week of summer. Fall officially begins on Friday, but high pressure is going to dominate. We've got a big storm system brewing and building off to the west. Unfortunately, this one is going to stay off to the west for several days this week, kind of pump the brakes, and with that, we're going to continue to heat up. Skies staying mostly clear, some very slight storm chances coming up that will include tonight as a weak wave of energy moves across. But the big storm system, the big show, doesn't look to arrive until early next week. In the meantime, our temps will stay above normal as it slowly works its way our direction. Eventually, a cold front is going to move in here early next week, and that will bring us our next chance for rain and thunderstorms. Overnight tonight, a few pop-up storms are possible, may impact your morning commute with hit-and-miss showers. We'll talk more about that coming up. Right now, those chances are about 20%. Okay, nothing too widespread expected. Temperatures tonight will fall down into the 60s and low 70s, 68 in Pryor, 72 degrees here in Tulsa. Here's a look at your metro planner. 83 degrees coming up by 6 o'clock, falling to 77 by 9, so your Monday evening's looking good. 72 in the morning, a warm start, but a few pop-up thunderstorms are possible. Very slight rain chances coming up tomorrow. The bigger story is just going to be the heat. 92 degrees, heat index close to 100, and that'll be the case on Wednesday and Thursday as well. And look at those lows in the mid-70s on the way, so get the AC ready. You're going to need it.
Just in time for fall.
I know, right?
August and September got confused.
Yeah, I tell you, it's been a little crazy.
All right, thank you, Lacey.
Thanks, Lacey.
Well, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, a fisherman drowns after slipping and falling at a reservoir. We talk with other people who say the same thing nearly happened to them.
And next at 5, we're going to take you on a tour of a new fire station going up in Berryhill.
Austin, what's the best thing about the end of summer at Airco?
Jace, it's the perfect time to replace your furnace or AC, so you can avoid it failing when you need it the most.
Timing is everything.
That's right. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
This is the J.D. Power Award for dependability. I want you to give it to the friend that is most dependable.
Is this required? Does she have to?
She doesn't have to. Tough choice, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, luckily, Chevy makes it a little easier, because it's the only brand to earn J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's really nice in here.
Get 20% below MSRP on most 2017 Chevy Malibu models. That's over $5,300 on this Chevy Malibu. Chevy drives Oklahoma. Find new roads.
St. Francis Health System provides comprehensive health and wellness services for women.
at every stage of their lives. We are here for you, celebrating the joys with you, guiding you through the challenges, encouraging you to make your health a priority, and supporting you in every way with the most advanced clinical and technological expertise. St. Francis Women's Services, healthcare for life.
Hey sis, come on in. Dad's on the phone with Uncle Bill.
On the phone? He hasn't used the phone in a while. He can't hear well enough.
Right, but we gave him a CapTel captioned phone. Now he can read what's being said.
Then he almost flipped over.
Staying connected has never been easier. With a Sprint CapTel caption telephone, you see everything your caller says.
Looks like Dad's gonna be on the phone a lot more now.
Learn more about this free service at CapTelOffer.com.
What could you do with an extra $100? Well, it buys a lot of coffee. Or a date night. Right now, when you open a new checking account with TTCU, you'll get at least a $100 bonus. Score! And every time you pay with your School Pride debit card, TTCU donates to area schools. Hey, we all buy stuff. Why not help our schools at the same time? TTCU. Life is better in balance.
Get big savings on a big selection of over 800 new Chevys at the all-new Jim Norton Chevy in Broken Arrow. Hurry! Take 20% off a giant selection of remaining new 2017 Chevys and buy a brand new Chevy for less than $10,000. Plus, get a lifetime engine warranty and oil changes for life at no extra charge.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
So hurry to the all-new Jim Norton Chevy. Jim Norton Chevy in Broken Arrow.
No one thinks about their hot water heater until it fails.
At that point, you have water damage everywhere.
So it's a good idea to have us inspected annually.
Exactly. And right now, you can save big on a new one with these rebates.
Call Airco Service, the company you know.
Well, new here at 5, Berryhill Firefighters have a new station. Firefighters say their old one was just too small.
News on 6's Emery Bryan is on the story for us in Berryhill.
Even though the building isn't entirely finished, firefighters here in Berryhill are already working out of it and say it's already better than where they started. The Berryhill Fire Protection District has been for 30 years in an old building down by the high school, but now the Fire Protection District has finished this building over on 41st Street. Firefighters have moved in. They're now operating out of this new fire station. They expect it will improve their response time to the majority of their calls because it's more centrally located now to where more of their calls are happening as the population of Berryhill is concentrated sort of on the south end of the Fire Protection District down along 41st Street. This protection district has a combination of paid and volunteer firefighters, so they did need much better living quarters and more room for volunteers to come in for doing training. This new station is right along the future route of the Gilcrease Turnpike, much more centrally located, easier to get in and out of because it's on 41st Street. The Fire Protection District is going to have an open house at the new fire station. It is October 28th, a Saturday, 2 o'clock, and everyone from Berryhill is invited. On the scene, on the story in Berryhill, Emery Bryan, News on 6.
Well, that's our news here at 5 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.
We're going to leave you this evening with a hummingbird that was caught on camera by Chelsea Farmer over in Owasso. Such a great shot. Thanks for sending it.
We'll be back in 30 minutes.
Well, in case you haven't heard, Jim Glover Chevrolet at I-44 Memorial has changed ownership. But one thing that hasn't changed is the management team. This is a team that has been here for years. This is a team that is obsessed with exceptional customer service. And this is the team that will always go the extra mile for you. Our employees and you, our customers, are what keep us the #1 Chevy dealer in Oklahoma. Thank you, Green Country.
4 in 10 Oklahomans care for parents, spouses, and loved ones. My name is Regina Goodwin, and I am one of them. I didn't know there was a name for it until I became a caregiver. I never regretted it for 1 minute, and I'd do it all over again. If caregivers don't take care of themselves, they can't take care of anyone else. And AARP has the resources caregivers need.
Share your story and learn about free resources for caregivers at newson6.com/AARP caregivers.
Let's get ready to rock this September at Hard Rock Casino Tulsa with the $100,000 Hard Rock Knockout.
On Saturday, September 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, 6 winners will get to step into the ring and deliver a 1-2-3 punch for up to $100,000 cash. Earn entries daily and double entries on Saturdays. Take your swing at $100,000 cash. Only at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tulsa. You should be here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
This happens. And this should help. Going further to warn, alert, and protect drivers.
That's Ford, and that's how you become the best in Oklahoma.
Now drive a new Ford Fusion and get up to $5,000 cash back. Visit your Oklahoma Ford dealers today.
Look at all that dinner for $4. And before you say, but Denny's, those 2 strips of bacon, 2 eggs, and 2 fluffy pancakes are clearly breakfast. We say at $4, does it really matter? Denny's $4 Everyday Value Slam. Order now at dennys.com.
Sometimes life brings you full circle to a place you've been before.
Except this time, we get to do it together.
Coming soon, Jim Glover, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat.
Racing for round 2. Caribbean islands battered by Irma are now in the path of Maria. We have the latest on where the hurricane's headed. Also tonight,
Yo, drop the knife.
a Georgia Tech student is fatally shot by campus police after allegedly threatening them with a knife. The student's parents say the cops overreacted.
Why did you kill my son?
A warning from America's pediatricians.
Think before you ink.
Second thoughts about getting tattooed.
It seemed like a good idea back then.
It sure did, and now I'm thinking, why did I get it?
And he didn't set out to save the world, but he did. The man who prevented an accidental nuclear war.
This is the CBS Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Mason. The Atlantic Ocean tonight is an alphabet soup of storms, J, L, and M. Hurricane Jose, Tropical Depression Lee, and Hurricane Maria. Maria is the one posing the biggest threat. A Category 4 hurricane, it's aiming for Caribbean islands that took a beating earlier this month from Hurricane Irma. Eric Fisher is chief meteorologist at our CBS station WBZ. How's it looking, Eric?
Well, Anthony, we'll start with the storm we've been tracking for 2 weeks now, and that is Jose, which now looks a little bit more like a nor'easter. It's starting to lose some of those tropical characteristics, and the track does still keep it just offshore. Well, this is going to produce a lot of surf, rip current risk, and some strong winds near the coastline. Not a worst-case storm here, but one that'll have an impact from the mid-Atlantic up to New England. The storm that has gone under rapid intensification these last 24 hours is Maria. It was a tropical storm yesterday afternoon. Now it's a Category 4 hurricane, and we can look right in. That eye cleared out this afternoon, a pinhole eye that is bearing down on Dominica, which is this island right in here, Martinique to the south, Guadeloupe to the north. That eye likely will cross right over Dominica tonight. Then we track it off to the north.